I'm Rachel Tachco. I live in Homestead Heights in Rochester, New York. Our kids discovered a leak in the playroom. Oh, very dramatic. We weren't looking forward to getting a roof done. But then we just did a quick Google search and we're looking for all the different roofers. So I think we had about 5 different companies come out, and Roofing Rochester was one of them. It was one of the most highly rated on the internet, and so they were one of our first people that we emailed. Well, I narrowed it down through a political landscape for myself, honestly. I was looking towards people who were about right livelihood, who were doing good employment practices. And so I was asking questions that were important to me. All of the prices were, decently within range, so it didn't seem like price was going to be the driving factor, but between Jake Russo, our awesome sales guy, he definitely came with the best pitch, and just the way they were able to answer my questions, I felt the most comfortable going with Roofing Rochester, that they were aligned with my personal values and that they would also do a good job and it would be a good place for me to spend, a sizable amount of money for our budget. Jake was really quick and had a great sense of urgency. He was like, I can be there tonight. He came with a really nice presentation, pretty impressive actual tech. I was like, what are you doing? My husband's like, he's on the roof. He's got a drone, he's doing the things. And I was like, that seems like kind of overkill. But then we had other guys come who were more traditional to me, like, hey, I can see you got a problem, just kind of looked around. But I felt like Jake really had more data points and could really show me where the gaps were in the roofing. I was under the impression that our roof was actually not that old, and that was untrue. So it was really nice to be able to see those kinds of drone pieces and the pictures that he took. So I really felt like I was paying for what I was getting and not, getting taken advantage of in any way. But no one else was able to show me that kind of stuff. The sales process was helpful because Jake did go through a number of things that we could upcharge or downscale depending on what our budget was. So it was really helpful with learning about the different kinds of nails and what that meant and the underlayment. And there weren't surprises. He was like, hey, if you are going to need extra plywood, this is what it's going to be. The inspection process was actually really awesome. We had the roof done when we were out of town, which made me kind of nervous, but they did such a great job and the neighbors kept reporting back. So they added a lot of venting for us, which actually is going to solve a lot of our problems in the attic. It can get quite hot up there. And they're like, oh, you're just improperly vented, even though it's finished. This is really going to make it a lot more climate controlled. And it has done that job. So that's been really, really nice. It's much more comfortable to hang out up there.
Dealt with the roof replacement or repair before?
Yes. At our old house, and I was hoping that I would never have to do a roof again, but that is not true. And we were not pleased with the last roofing job we had. There was a lot of extra cleanup, some work that was not done well, some surprise charges at the end, but there literally was not an issue here. Thrilled with the final result. Looks beautiful. I feel like they did a great job. This house is buttoned up and right and tight for the next 30 to 40 years or beyond. I would recommend Roofing Rochester without hesitation. They were so wonderful to work with, and we were so pleased with the results. It's very easy to be able to give them a stellar recommendation.